All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Wadash.
double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, today there's the brother Aharon and the brother
Maquar.
and today through the spirit, we're just going to do a quick drive and talk, I guess. Right, just going through the spirit. All right, and you said you had something that you wanted to touch on.
Yeah. Basically, I've been keeping up with the news and stuff, and what we're starting to see, like we've been talking about, concerning this whole migrant situation.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what they're starting to do is they're starting to show them as like the new face of terror.
Right.
Where it's like a lot of crimes are being committed, and it's because they're saying that a lot of the suspects are migrants.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, your police force is undermanned, understaffed, and you have more and more people in here who are committing more crimes, which we said that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was an article that was actually published that basically the headline said the same thing, that crime rates are rising because of the influx of illegal immigrants, and there's not enough police officers to be able to handle the job.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about that is, eventually when you have, like, imagine if you're a police officer and you go to work, and every day you go to work, you're overwhelmed, and you're seeing and hearing more and more stories about police officers getting kicked, shot at, killed, because there's too many people. Eventually, you're gonna want to quit your job.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna say, well, what's the benefits ain't worth my life, and then you'll try to do something else. So it's not just that the police force is understaffed. It's that it's getting worse and worse. They're getting more and more cuts. Okay, now the interesting thing about this is this migrant problem is not just in the U.S. They're talking about the same things in different places. I think the other place, I think it was Italy or somewhere, where they basically said that you had like 6 migrants that raped this like 13-year-old girl in front of her boyfriend in a park somewhere or some shit.
Wow.
And mind you, there's this did a lesson on this not too long ago. The EU so-called like head of like border defense or whatnot, his philosophy is you got to let them in. You got to let them all in. There's no really, it's a bad thing to stop them from coming in. And then you had some other countries where the politicians were saying, look, if these migrants are robbing your stores, you can't blame them. They're doing it because they didn't have anything better. So because you can't provide them anything better, you can't get mad when they rob your stores.
Right. And it's setting the stage for everything that we've been talking about according to biblical prophecy. Right, you're going into the Egyptian against the Egyptian.
Yep.
Right, you're having that stage set up now because what you're hearing is a lot of actual citizens here are suffering,
mm-hmm.
and they're complaining. They're saying, why is the president sending aid to Ukraine and to Israel and so on and so forth, right? Which I believe Biden just said that he was going to send $60 billion out to Ukraine. He has approved it, right? So the average American people are looking at their societies being is going down the drain day by day, right? Their access to regular day, necessities are being depleted, right? Resources are being depleted and being sent overseas, the cost of living is going up. The conditions of living is poorer and poorer,
mm-hmm.
and now you have an influx of undocumented so-called migrants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. These are people who are being let in by their various governments,
mm-hmm.
and they're saying it, like you said. There's a president who just said we should open up the border for them to come in.
Yeah, well, the federal government is helping them, facilitating them coming into the cities.
There you go, exactly. They got busloads of people. They say, oh, they drive the sanctuary cities. They bring them to New York City, and now they've been telling people that, oh, open up your houses, your homes for these people to come in and dwell there with you.
Yep.
Now, remember, we said that this was all going to lead to Rex 84 being enacted because they're setting the stage. This guy Trump is talking about law and order,
mm-hmm.
something he's been pushing for years. So let's just say he comes into power. What do you think he's going to be doing? The first thing he's going to be doing is we have to clean up the streets. We have to clean up our cities. We have to get our country back.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It's a setup for him to come in and set up his draconian ways, right? So now everyone is undocumented. Crime rates are going high. What do you think they're going to do next?
Mm-hmm.
The digital ID needs to be in place. Now, guess what? They said, I believe the DHS was saying that by May 7th of 2025, all Americans will have to be on some form of digital identification, otherwise known as Real ID. Now, if you don't have that biometrics, right, identification, you're not going to be allowed into government buildings, right? You're not going to be allowed into, fly commercially or whatever the case may be, right? So your access is going to be taken away because you can't identify yourself. That's the first thing. And now they have a reason which is justified because now you have people who are undocumented causing problems, and they're all mingled in every single state that you may go into.
Mm-hmm.
So now they need to document everyone to make sure who's doing what and so on and so forth. In order to stop the crime, they bring in Skynet. The whole Terminator series where you have surveillance, right, which pretty much controls the crime rates of society. Predictively crime. Or they look at somebody. They look at your facial expression and they're like, oh, this guy, he might commit a crime in 5 minutes. And let's go box him in. That's what's coming. Show me your papers type shit. But the stage is being set for a hellish time, like the scripture says, like a time like never before.
Yeah.
And it's right around everywhere you go, man.
Yeah, in order for them to, we can get that what you quoted in Isaiah, but in order for them to play that the hero, they gotta create the villain,
right?
And so remember that if their legislation sounds crazy, the problem they're gonna create is gonna be even crazier,
right?
Because that's how you do it. They take the lesser of two evils and make it look like it's good. No, evil is still evil.
Right.
But if you have something that's evil enough, you can to make evil look good. Like the whole situation with having a common enemy. When you are at war or battling somebody, in your mind they are your enemy. They are your number one adversary. How come all of a sudden you two are willing to work together now? That must mean that whatever this new foe is so bad. Yeah, it's so formidable that you would rather become allies with your previous number one enemy in order to handle that. And that's what they do. They would say, okay, well, we're trying to push this legislation. People look at us like the enemy because of that. But if we create a big enough problem, they'll come to us and say, hey, let's hear that out. Because if it'll solve this problem we're in, then let's hear it out. But the thing is, they don't do this in like 2 weeks or 2 months. So it's harder for people to connect the dots and link, the whole picture together. Because getting America to where it is now they don't have to do anything. Like the society degrades itself on its own. But when you go back like decades ago, they had to put in that work to slowly start, influencing people. Because remember, like there were situations where there's even articles on it where you had like women will get tickets for dressing too provocatively at the beach. And now, like, everywhere you go, with the introduction of social media and everything.
Right, indecent exposure.
There you go, indecent exposure. Yeah. Oh, they even had this thing that was on the article, on the news where you had this woman got arrested because she was indecently exposing herself and touching herself and shit in public. Yeah, she didn't know, in her mind, she didn't know nobody was around. But this family called the cops on her because they said that their kids were around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and she was like, crying and shit. Oh, she's sorry. She didn't know. But what the hell? Why?
Right. And that's all because of America's bullshit-ass philosophies, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now everyone around the world has become so loose with wickedness. It's like lewd, exactly. They're just out there with it. Back then you'd be like, all right, here we go with these Americans.
Right.
They show you in the movies all the time. But foreign people from different countries come into America, watch a movie, and they'd be like, yo, these people are crazy. Like they glorify violence, they glorify madness, sex, all kinds of dumb shit that society doesn't look at as something you should glorify. Hey, scriptures tell you folly is set in great dignity. America is the top of folly, man. Babylon the Great.
The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
There you go. So they disseminate the bullshit through their media, through their culture, their fucking movies and music and so-called influence on the world, fashion and all this shit, man. Now you got the people of the world bugged out, acting crazy as hell. You got the women of these other nations bugging the hell out. Now all of a sudden, women from other nations doing BBLs and all kinds of different stuff.
Oh, you go to Thailand and you have what they call ladyboys.
Ladyboys.
Yeah, ladyboys, and it's like you can't, man. You better be careful if you go out on vacation.
Oh, that's that TG stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
man.
you have no idea. You can't tell. You know, like there was a video of some guy interviewing a chick, and he's like, "Oh, you're beautiful, yada yada," and she's like, "Oh no, I'm a lady boy."
Oh man.
And then he's like, "You're not a lady boy." Like he's not
He's
trying to
in
accept
denial.
it.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's the world today, where now it's to the point where you can't tell the difference between an Ayash and an Ayasha.
Yeah.
And that's great. That's literally confusion.
Right.
You know?
And that's disseminated from America.
Yeah.
Why you think the Lord's going to destroy this place, man?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the book of Isaiah, chapter 19, and this is all part of the destruction, because once the people realize, right, that they've been duped out of their savings, and basically the reality hits them, and there's nowhere to go. This is what they're going to resort to: violence.
Yep.
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19. Start off at 1. It says, "The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord."
This is talking about modern day Egypt.
There you go.
Which is America, pursuant to Revelation 11 and 8.
There you go. Yep. It says spiritual Sodom and Egypt.
Yep.
It says, "Behold, the Lord Yahweh rideth upon a swift cloud."
Charter chariots, the
There you
so-called
go.
UFOs.
That's it. That's it. "And shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it."
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen when the Lord comes back. When he makes his return, everybody's going to be shook, especially this place, because imagine the whole world being afraid at what they call an alien invasion. Now imagine if you are the primary target of that alien invasion. Like everybody's shook just to see this so-called alien, but that alien is focused on you.
Right.
Like imagine you cut the corner and there's like this wild ass lion, and he set his sights on you, and he's coming after you.
Right. Your first question: why me though?
Why?
Yeah, it's like, damn, everyone's running. Why are you targeting me?
That's it.
You
You
know,
go to the left, he's to the left. You go to the right, he's to the right.
That's a set target. That's the arrow of indignation. That's not going to turn. They shall
gonna
not break
miss.
their ranks.
Yep.
So the missiles are going to be pointed straight at America. You have multiple people having dreams about it. Well, guess what? Those dreams are visions, because it's going to happen. All right. Countries around the world are all setting their sights on destroying America. You see, because now they're coming to that realization that, damn, this whore, this virgin whore has been basically fucking us up out of our resources, man.
Right.
She comes in, she plays a nice game, she sticks her tongue out, and then gives you those promises with her eyelids, and now you're taken.
Now you're going home with STDs.
You go home with STDs, with an empty bank account. You know what I'm saying? Balls fully loaded, blue balls left and right,
Stomach empty.
stomach empty, bank account empty, and now you're losing your mind.
That's it.
You see, and now what's going to happen when a man gets to that point? What does he do? He resorts to violence. He knows nothing else, and these other nations going to turn on America because they'll know nothing else.
Yep.
Okay, it's a last resort. Like, she done pissed us off. Now they say NATO. They're doing a so-called military drills out there in Europe. It's like, okay.
Oh, they were afraid that Russia's trying to put nuclear weapons in space. That's what they were doing, the whole national security threat and all that about. So that's like the next arms race.
That's it.
Except now they got the arms.
They got the arms. So there's all whoever can
use it.
control exactly the whole AI shit. So going back to Isaiah 19 and verse 2, it says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor."
Right, so the Egyptians against the Egyptians, meaning that if modern day Egypt is America, then who are the Egyptians? The
Right.
Americans.
There you go.
So the Lord said he's going to set them against each other, like what would be known as a civil war.
There you go.
But these wars, the division between the people is going to be on many levels.
There you go.
You're going to have civil wars, race wars, class wars, all of these different, forms of division. That is also mentioned in 2nd Ezra chapter 6,
Yep.
around the 24th verse. So Isaiah's talking about it, Ezra was talking about it, different prophets spoke about it. They saw the same thing.
2nd Ezra 13, it talks about kingdom
One-
against
oh,
kingdom,
yeah.
one realm against the other.
Yep.
So it is really indeed the time of war.
Yep,
Like it tells you in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, a time for everything.
that's right.
And after the time of war, there's always a time of peace, because you go to war to establish peace.
That's it.
You go to war because we're not on peaceable terms.
Yep.
So then we go to war, and then whoever triumphs gets to establish his ways upon everybody else, and
Right.
that's his way of thinking of peace as.
That's
All
it.
right, we're at peace now because there's one power, and everyone is subject to that one power.
Order.
That's what we're coming into now. Esau is going to set up his order on the left hand side, that's going to bring chaos. Remember, he's opposite from what is supposed to be actually happening to benefit humanity. Right. So his is all being an adversary. So for him, peace is actually chaos, and chaos is peace. You see, that's why they do everything in their power to establish a chaotic society, because to them that's a peaceful way to rule. You know,
when backwards.
There you go. When the people are fighting against each other, they don't know who the enemy is. They're not going to pay attention to the wickedness that's behind the scenes, causing them to even be in the fight in the first place. You know, but then the prophets are on the scene through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, exposing the wickedness on every level, to the point where now people are confident enough to come out and talk about it. Hence, Cat Williams. You know,
the man of sin is being revealed.
The man of sin is being revealed. That's right. That's right.
Which he's been even by his own people, he was revealed. You know, but now we're making it public.
There you go.
You know,
there you go. There you go. There you go. And now the world is seeing it and saying, "Is this the man?" You know. So continuing, it says, "And they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom."
Yeah, and that's what you see going on. You know, that's that you got truckers saying that they're not going to starting tomorrow, or really today. They're not going to be delivering loads to NYC. And a lot of them are Trump supporters. You know, and they're saying, you know, so there's this split, you know, but behind the scenes, that's exactly what they want, because behind the scenes, whether Democratic or Republican, they set each other up. They set up alley-oops for each other. So right before this guy leaves office, why is it that every time when they're coming into office, they're supported. When they're leaving office, they're hated. You know, and then the next person is supported. And then people are constantly switching sides. So they always set the stage for one another to come in and do what they got to do. You know?
And you know, we did a video, it was a couple of years ago, 2021 actually, going into when the trucks stop. When the trucks stop. And we're at the time where they're saying that they're going to stop delivery in New York City. Yo, they're setting the stage. Now it's going to permeate throughout, because then it's a domino effect. If one state sees another state doing it, now they're going to start, and it just takes on from there. So New York City might start. Next thing you know, Cali might start. Next thing you know, Dallas. And then next thing you know, all these states, everyone is coming up with the same thing. We just not going to comply because of so and so. And that, again, the system is set up right now to a point where any form of service that declines anymore in a drastic manner all around the place, the economy is gonna crash just like that. And they don't want to take the blame for it. They want to set it up where it seems like it's an organic thing. You know, the people are the ones who are part of it to make it happen. You know. But yeah, man. So again, these things that you're seeing around the world is all what? Biblical prophecy, end time biblical prophecies, man. You know what you've been warned about for years and years and years, from my elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. Okay. So continuing Isaiah 19:3, it says, "And the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof." So that's why a lot of people now are looking for different avenues, you know, because the regular, I'm just going to go do my regular job 9 to 5 and then just go on the weekends to party. That shit is dead now, you know. So people now have questions, and who are they looking for? They're looking for the men of the Lord. A lot of people are popping up and asking questions and all that because the counsel, right, the things that made them reason with the American ways is dying off. And now that facade is being taken away, that cloak, all right, is being taken away, what's that thing that you cover your face with? The veil, there you go. It's being, we're on an unveiling, right? The revelation, exactly.
Pulling back the veil.
There you go. So right now, a lot of people are now opening up and they're like, damn, I didn't know this was happening. Well, it's too late. It's too late. All right, it tells you in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, the 6th verse, about who ladeth himself with thick clay. That's that debt. You know, now it's time to collect. You know what I'm saying?
The thing is, these governments are in debt to these elites.
There you go.
You know, so how much? What does the scripture say? The borrower is subject to the lender.
That's right.
So that's why the world is moving. Why do you think these NGOs are? Who the hell appointed WEF? Exactly. Why are governments listening to WEF?
Right.
Why are they not saying we don't care about what you say? Because they owe them. So they, like it says, they're here to, you know, that's why Mayor Amschel Bauer says, "Give me control of the nation's money, and I care not who makes the laws."
That's right. That's right. Because it's all about the currency. Okay. The power.
That's it.
So it says, "And I'll destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards." All right. So now that's why you've seen a lot of Satanism being brought out in the forefront. All right, you got after school sitting clubs now for kids now. You know, everything is being open and tailored specifically towards the children of Israel. Okay, so that's all part of what end time biblical prophecies of the end of America. Okay.
Yep.
Those
are on that.
Yeah, Con, that was it on that.
Yeah, so I mean, we could pretty much wrap it up. You know, it's just a quick in transit. You know, just wanted to speak on that because as the scriptures say, we're to stand upon our watch. You know, and to basically prophesy unto the people the things that are getting ready to happen. So we're pretty much in that time, and very soon we're not going to be doing this much longer.
Yep.
Very soon you're going to witness it for yourself, and hey, you know, you better hope and pray the Lord is with you, because if not, you're going to be one of these, you know, cases that we've been prophesying about.
Right.
You know?
Very soon is very soon, as in there's not that much time left.
Yep.
You know, things are gonna pick up, you know, in the next couple of months, you know, Lord willing, right? And then we're gonna see, man. But things are definitely being, the stage is being set. All right. So prepare, you know, stay prayed up, and you know, until next time, we're gonna close it out. Call Lord Yahweh Shemiel Shai, Hashem Rakha Kodash, the water Yahweh Shemiel Shai. Lord willing, you are all edified. And until next time, Shalom.
Shalom.